My old coach, Doc Suddy, called me up. It's been about 2 years ago. Just a random,
Okay.
hey, how you doing? It's Coach. How you doing, Coach? Well, I just was calling to let you know you were ahead of your time. I said, what do you mean? He says, they all play shut now. Because I was shut.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, you can't play shut.
Mm-hmm.
And they were wrong.
Yeah. Look at it now. I mean, look at it now. It's almost the, preferred method. You shut it, hold
They're
it.
shutting it down there. They're shutting it down towards the ball.
Shutting it down and rotate, and
yeah,
you don't have to worry about it.
I was shut back, so I was peeling it open at the bottom and then just crushing knuckles up through the hit, fully released.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I released it. Oh, I couldn't hook it.
Yeah.
So I figured for a long time there, it was like, man, if you can't miss it left, why would you ever miss it right? So then you can swing as hard as you want, right? That's just the way it is. And if a good player swinging is best, then as hard as he want with a driver is like as hard as I can.
Right.
Especially now.
Yes.
We never swung as hard as we could at a driver. It was more precision, and the game's changed. And I was taught the fundamentals were grip, stance, position at the top. And they were specific what they were. They were wrong. But I did it that way.
Yep.
I focused on my grip, and I learned, okay, that's my grip. I know my grip. Where do I have to be at the bottom? Where do I want to set it at the top so I can deliver it at the bottom? And I just delivered it that way. Some guys deliver it like Jimmy Ballard. He always delivers it. If you watch him on video, he's always delivering it that way. That's for a different grip. Mm-hmm. So is that the fundamental? I don't know. It's a completely different deal.
Yes. But you learned your move, how to
Everyone
get back to
learned their
square.
move.
Yeah.
Everyone. There's no, you can't copy anybody. You put a bag over any player's head and walk down the range from my era to the present day. And if you're up on the game, you can tell every swing because they're all different. Mm-hmm. You can think you look like somebody or feel like somebody looks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really, I don't know. It's just gotten out of hand, I think, some of this instruction.
Say more about that. I mean, no
one's shooting any lower necessarily. There may be more doing it, but the psychology and all that.
What about for the amateur golfer?
What do you mean?
I mean, there's more information out there, than ever. YouTube and
information is so vital, but it can be a killer in a sport that, really you have a second and a half of actual motion, maybe 2 seconds of motion at the most. And 10 billion things will jump in your head in 2 seconds of motion. But if you can get that motion blank, if that 2 seconds is without a word, you're off and running. That's the way it is. That was one of those Doc Yellen, Stephen Yellen, and Buddy Biancalana. They did a study. What's every great athlete thinking in their moment of greatness? And the answer is nothing.
Nothing.
Almost every time. And so is it possible that words interrupt the fluidity of motion? So I don't know. You get these overly analytical players. It's out of control. I want to hit down on the back of the ball, and I almost feel like I stop at the bottom. I don't. I follow through. But I want the club getting there. It's like, I want that's it. There's not much left.
Yeah. So do you think they're overcoach or I guess it's just too much information? I mean, because you see, they're looking at ball speed numbers from, 30, 40 yard pitch shots, which I'm sure is just,
I mean, they have that information, but I don't know how much value it gives because you still have your own eyes, right?
Yeah.
You can see it with your own eyes. So, I don't know, Byron Nelson, I asked Hal Sutton one time, I said, this is a Byron Nelson quote, but I asked Hal, I said, when you worked with Byron Nelson, did he ever say anything to you you'd never forget? He said, yeah. He said, Hal, there's two kinds of players, those that need to know a little and those that need to know it all. Now, which one you think's easier? And that's it in a nutshell. Mm-hmm. And that's an old school way to think. When someone says old school, for us, we're going back to Byron Nelson. Now, if I repeat that, I'm old school.
Yes.
But now it's like, you got to have a TrackMan that's 12,500, 25,000 10 years ago, whatever they were. Mm-hmm. You got to know your spin because if you don't, he knows his and you don't know yours.
Yeah.
So you're shamed into it almost.
Yeah. But do you think there's a net? I mean, there must be some net
No
positive
one's
from all
shooting
this.
50 in the 50s every week. They're not shooting so low. They can all still be neutralized. No one hits every green. No one makes every putt.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the exact same.
So do you think if you take the 80s players and put them today with this equipment, you'd get about the same? And you look at tour average scores, you'd get about the same?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah, look at them. Go back and look and prove me wrong. I may be wrong. I could be crazy wrong. But I know Byron Nelson averaged I think he averaged in the 60s one year, or 67, something crazy low. You know, it's all I think the game is played on a scale, and the scale just keeps moving back and moving back to accommodate the ball and the driver. And the psychology and the information, all the sports psychology, all the information, the whole 9 yards, they drop the scale back a little bit. Scores are all the same. They just are every week. Same battles. Every individual's different in the battle they face. Some mental, some physical. It's a great game, man. We love it. But instruction, I think there's so many instructors. Every player on tour has a entourage. It's different. I will say the one thing I do love, though, is how far I can still hit a driver.